Hello everyone and welcome to Guilty Parade. This is the quick look of a demo that's out there. You can download it on Steam right now. The game is due to be released soon, according to Steam. This is by Nanairo Games, and it looks really cool. I'm a big fan of wartime games and stuff, so I'm like really hyped. So here's your settings. It has Russian and English language, which is nice. You know, if you're Russian, I don't know. Could be. Start a new game. I'm not sure how much of this I'm going to show. I don't know if I'm going to do the whole demo. I don't know how long the demo is, but let's just bear with me. Oh my god, I said that right as this popped up. Please bear it for a little longer. It will be all over soon. Just a little longer. Everything is going to change. A new world is waiting for the humanity. Hang on. Can we change the settings while we're in here? Nope. I want to make the text go a little faster, but that's okay. You'll see. Soon a new stage of evolution shall come. You and I will be there to see it. Everything looked blurry. I could hardly avoid bumping into trees. A bare and absolutely bare pine forest. There was nowhere to hide. It would find me. With each step, it was harder and harder to breathe as my feet were getting heavier. Where should I run? I stumbled over a branch lying on the ground and fell down with a loud thud. Damn it. Damn it! Sorry, I forgot to unmute my mic there. My head felt heavy and I could feel pain growing stronger inside of it. It was hard to think straight. I tried to move, but I just couldn't control my body. Raindrops started hitting my face harder, and along with the noise of the upcoming storm, I could hear human voices nearby. I closed my eyes once again and tried to focus. Suddenly, something ice cold touched my cheek. Snow? That's not snow. Three vague figures were leaning over me and started discussing something loudly. Do you know this guy? Maybe. He is a fugitive. He is a fugitive? Or a spy? It seemed that I had reached my destination. While blacking out, I blurted out something I should not have. I'm a spy. Could I finally make it this time? Hey! The voice sounded as if it were coming from the bottom of an ocean. Through closed eyelashes, I could make out a person in a uniform, but I felt too weak to take a closer look. All of a sudden, ice-cold water poured over me, leaving me wet from head to toe and quickly bringing me back to my senses. Don't pretend to be deaf! I opened my eyes and was forced to narrow my eyelids right away. The blinding light from the lamp was smiting right into my face and wouldn't let me get a good look at anything but a lad in uniform. The gaze of absolute black eyes rooted me to the spot for a moment. That guy is dead. He's not alive. There's no moisture in those eyes. He's dead. Inside. He was studying me with a mixture of interest and resentment while completely blocking my view with his body, so it seemed like there was no one else around. Just the two of us. Putting on gloves, I don't like that. I wanted to move away from him, but I couldn't. My hands tied, and legs too. What's going on? Where am I? I looked around. What the hell? You guys weren't here a second ago. Is that cold water? There were 4 other people in military uniform. Well, one guy in military uniform was like, I don't know, that's stretching it a little bit. They were staring at me with tense silence. To my left stood a plump guy who had a joyful smile on his face. Drops of water in the empty bucket in his hands were still shining. Empty bucket? Oh, I know. Oh, wait, he splashed water on us. That's what he did. Next to him stood a very angry girl. I was about to open my mouth, but I couldn't say anything in the end. And the guy over there reading a book or writing something down. It was hard for me to concentrate. It seemed that I would start panicking at any moment because I just couldn't understand what was going on at all. What kind of obscure room is this? Where am I? Who are all these people? Chains, iron grippers, and sharp hooks were hanging from everywhere. There was bonding, plaster, debris lying on the floor. I started breathing heavily. I got really scared because of a feeling of complete emptiness in my head. I couldn't remember anything. Anything at all. My heart was pounding in frenzy. Who are they? Who am I? God damn it! In a corner of the room, a tall young man was intently writing down something. He wasn't even looking in my direction. I couldn't make out more than that as a slender hand of the soldier in front of me pressed me into my chair. Who are you, and what are you sniffing around here for? Who am I? That was a question I couldn't even answer myself. The soldier was patient and didn't say a word while I was gaping silently. Who am I? How did I get here? I don't know. I can't remember a thing. With renewed vigor, fear paralyzed my mind and body. I wasn't afraid of people around me. I was afraid of myself. I was afraid of the oblivion and the lack of any memories about my own life. Seems like he won't start talking so easily. Some more cold water, perhaps? Wait, he still hasn't got back to his senses. For a moment, the soldier took his eyes off me and glanced at his comrade. Only at that moment I could take a deep breath without feeling their hard looks on me. Who are you? He was persistent, and it seemed like he could see right into my soul with his black eyes. That scared me even more, and even though I had nothing to hide, my intuition told me not to give away my feelings. What is the purpose of your visit? I didn't answer. Where are you from? The soldier slapped me hard with all of his strength, which made my head spin to the side. How long do you plan to give us this silence treatment? He's not gonna talk. Perhaps some more water will help after all. The pump guy raised the bucket and it started shining in the light of the lamp even brighter. The girl who was keeping silent this whole time shoved me on my shoulder with all of her might. Answer who you are immediately. You're not mute after all. Or would you like to test some harder interrogation techniques on yourself? She showed an iron tool in her hand, which she had brought with her. I'd never seen it before, so I couldn't really understand what it was used for. But we can probably guess. It seemed like the girl understood that was the case, so she smirked. I'll show you how to use it. She made a step towards me. Wait, Ruff. He's about to start talking. So her name is Ruff. Perhaps I should remember that. Despite her readiness to use brutal force, I continued to keep silent. What should I tell them? I don't remember anything, but they're not likely to believe that. I don't even understand where I am and what's going on. What should I do? Well, are you going to talk or not? Where am I? Who are you? I don't remember anything. Stay silent. Let's just be honest. I don't remember anything. He's lying. Right after I closed my mouth, Ruffs poked at me with a pointy finger. No. Those are just some stupid excuses. No one's gonna believe such nonsense when we're at war. Perhaps he is shell-shocked? Ruff's right. You do remember what he said when we found him, don't you? Could I finally make it this time? Did I say something like that? That can't be. I don't remember anything like that at all. That's right, Wolfgang reminded us how it happened. The soldier who was persistently writing down something throughout our conversation looked up from his notebook. I'd better remember Wolfgang's name, too. He quickly started rustling through the pages and then burrowed his face into his notes once again. I didn't sleep well that night. Must have been the beans and the meat source that had a bad effect on my stomach. Not that. Tell us about the moment when we found this guy. Wolfgang looked up from his notebook and gazed at Ruff with a slight hint of irritation, and then burrowed his face in the notes once again. I could hear the sound of a page turning. I saw a missile flash over my head. The sky was dark and the rain full of loneliness and sorrow, just like my mood at the dreadful moment of my life. It was about to pour from the heavy clouds at any moment. The battlefield was marked all over with the corpses of the fallen who were fighting for what was right. However, neither of the aggravated parties wanted to throw in the towel. Wait. Do you really write it down like that? Ruff quickly approached Wolfgang and swiftly snatched the notebook from his grasp. Then she looked through it, and with a sour and frustrated expression on her face, she gave it back to its owner. Wolfgang tightly pressed the diary to his chest and turned away. I like it. It's like a story, you know? What a crying shame. I liked it, actually. It's so exuberant that your mind starts drawing the scene out of it right away. And that's what a good story should do. There was a quiet sound of someone clearing his throat. Another person in uniform was reminding everyone about his presence. The interrogator touched his forehead with the tip of his fingers. Wolfgang, continue reading. Wolfgang was still standing with his back to us. He nodded feebly and continued straining his voice. Amidst that whole outrage, Ruff put her arms around Helga's waist and drew her close, trying to hide the most precious person from the merciless bullets. What? When did I do that, huh? Please continue. Wolfgang looked over his shoulder for a moment, then continued reading while hunching his back even more. Soon the field of death got empty, and our small squad was counting the losses. Come here, quickly, shouted Doris. We rapidly dashed toward her, and she pointed at one of the wounded who was wearing our uniform. Who's that? We asked in astonishment, as we had never met the person who was helplessly spread out on the ground in front of our eyes. He's not from our unit, noted Yakov. But then where did he come from? He shouldn't be here. Perhaps he's a spy? Ruff happily rubbed her hands at those words. He's still alive, which means that he might be able to tell us something interesting. Shall we torture him, Yakov? She playfully shoved him with her elbow. However, Yakov did not share her enthusiasm. I assume the guy who has no name is Yakov. Focused, he got down to the suspicious person we found and checked his pulse. For a few minutes, we were making assumptions, but at some point, the injured slightly opened his eyes and looked into the endless sky heavy with clouds. Suddenly, his lips moved, and Yakov drew his sound-sensitive ear to his mouth and attentively heeded his words. Could I finally make it this time? Whispered the stranger, as if delirious, and then closed his eyelids and sank deep into the black abyss of unconsciousness. That's pretty good. You should be a writer. Wolfgang felt quiet, and in a few seconds the whole room sank into silence. Well, what a story, Mr. Spy. What will you say to that? I remained silent. I didn't remember any of that. I didn't remember anything at all, as if my life had just started only a few minutes ago, and that the whole story was about someone else entirely. I don't remember that. Some more water, perhaps? Yeah, I do that. It should help get his memory back. Yeah. Oh, so cold. The very same moment, icy water poured all over my body. My teeth started chattering from cold, and my skin got covered with goosebumps. That would be torture. I mean, they do use it in torture. But man, it's like, think about it. It's crazy. Well, Mr. Nemo, would you prefer a more brutal interrogation? How'd you learn his name? Are you serious, Oliver? Do you not know what the Latin word Nemo means? I thought it's a common concept. It means amnesia, or memory loss. It was still hard for me to grasp what was going on, but nobody wanted to believe that. Hey you, Nemo, are you going to talk? I looked up at Ruff. I think it's better to confess, perhaps. They could help me somehow. I think I have amnesia. I thought people with amnesia can't talk, can they? Does it really work this way? Oh, what do you mean they can't talk? Of course they can talk. Perhaps his skills are still with him. It's just that he doesn't have the memories. Silence fell. My insides got cold once again from the intense gaze of the black eyes. The nameless soldier did not believe that. Don't you think it's way too convenient, Mr. Nemo? Just tell the people that you have amnesia and right away you'll be clear of all suspicion. Is that what you're thinking? No, it doesn't work that way. You are lying. Out of nowhere, ice water poured over me once again. The interrogator bounced back as he clearly hadn't expected that. The piercing cold overwhelmed me, causing stupor. What the hell are you doing, Oliver? Why did you do that? They started talking over each other while Wolfgang quietly and crackly laughed at me. Well, our boy Nemo's lying after all, and according to the manual rules, there should be punishment for disobedience and withholding information. A man in a snow-white uniform standing in the shadow of the room this whole time interrupted the quarrel that nearly started. Whoa. Enough! I will deal with this from here. When he approached, the soldiers humbly made way for him. It seemed like he was in charge there, and actually he looked much older than the rest. The man came right up to me, almost touching my knees with his, and sternly looked down at me. Then he leaned toward me, roughly grabbed me on the chin, and started turning my face from one side to another. I wanted to try and free myself from his grip, but he wouldn't let me. Amnesia, you say? Interesting. He was mumbling those words under his breath. I wouldn't even hear them if he wasn't so disturbingly close. The man was examining me from all sides for a while longer. I could not understand what could possibly catch his interest in a completely common face. At the very same moment, I understood that I myself did not remember what I looked like. Perhaps there was something unusual about my appearance. Soon he straightened and stepped back. Do not look at me with such a menacing gaze. I was just trying to understand whether I saw you before or not. I said nothing, but the unpleasant feeling of my own helplessness continued to tear me apart on the inside. My name is Ulrich Wagner. I'm not sure, but does that name tell you anything? Well, judging from your reaction, it means absolutely nothing to you. I am the commander of this unit. First of all, I would like to clarify some things to understand whether you can be trusted. What is your favorite meal? Oh god, we have to answer? I don't remember. Stay silent. I don't remember. Well, in that case, perhaps you'll be able to answer the next question. 7 times 8. Really? We know this. It's 56. We're not stupid. 56? Not bad. This means you still have the core knowledge. Do you know anything about your parents? I shook my head. The date of birth? No, I don't remember that either. If so, then share your memories that you can remember. His voice became soft and quiet. That allowed me to calm down a bit and bring myself to speak frankly. Well, the only thing I remember is waking up here from the ice water. I stopped my gaze at Oliver, who smiled at me encouragingly. That means you do not understand what is going on here at all, is that right? I nodded. And do you have any idea that there's a war going on? I shook my head. Ulrich Wagner started brooding over something while looking at me. Everyone kept quiet for some time. The nameless soldier broke the silence. Commander, do you really believe him? And why should I not? But he is not from our unit, and he couldn't have been sent to us from another one without a report from superior officials. But we cannot disbelieve him either, can we? He wears our uniform, which means he's our ally. Is that not what you were taught during training? We cannot kill him without finding out who he is and where he comes from. What about his amnesia? Doesn't it seem suspicious to you? It is undoubtedly strange, but do not forget that we are at war. Anything can happen here. Or this could just be a side effect from the shock. I felt triumphant. At least no one was going to kill me yet, which meant I still had time to learn more about myself, or perhaps I could get my memory back. Very well, it is time to end this. We have better things to do. Ruff and Oliver, untie him. Commander softly pointed in my direction and turned away. Ruff, together with Oliver, obeyed their order without much enthusiasm. Now, Nemo will come with me. I'll need to call somebody and we will decide what to do with him. And in 1 hour, you, Oliver, come visit me in my office. From this moment forth, you will be taking care of this lad. Oh boy. Yes, sir. Despite his clumsy-looking body, Oliver straightened up and lively put his hand to his uncovered head to take a salute. I stood up from my chair. My legs got sorely weak and my whole body was shaking and quivering from ice water that was just poured over me. Commander left the suffocating room and I hurried to catch up with him with all the strength I had left, as if he was the only person in the world who was ready to provide his support. When the door almost closed behind me, I looked over my shoulder. My eye met that lifeless and absolutely black eyes of the soldier whose name was still a mystery. I like this so far. It's a lot of fun. Ulrich Wagner's office was crammed with books, quills, paper covered with writing, and piles of documents. A big and evidently expensive globe caught my attention, and you know it opens up into like a mini bar. As strange as it was, I knew the world structure quite well, and I could count, write, and read, but the memory of myself was still absolutely blank. I was calm, if not for perplexity. Who was I in the unknown but theatrically familiar world? What did I have to do, or did I even need to? Ulrich Wagner carefully closed the front door, and he was also carefully but intensely eyeing me while I was looking around his office. Do not be alarmed. Come on in, take a seat here. He pointed at the armchair near the heavy oak table at which he sat himself, but I rejected his offer and continued standing next to the front door. Do not be afraid. Come closer. You and I need to talk some more. You do not need to be afraid of me. I believe you and I know that you're not lying. I furrowed my brow and hid my hands behind my back. How do you know that? Have we met each other before? Well, I would not say that, but simply believe my words just like I believe in your amnesia. I didn't reply. Wagner didn't say a word either, awaiting my reaction. So, are you going to call some high authorities to decide what to do with me? There's no need for that for now. He noticed my confusion and quickly added, I will call them later. First, I would like to talk to you about something. I remained silent. Should I call you Nemo, or do you remember your name? I shook my head. Well then, Nemo, what about your parents? Do you remember anything about them? I tried thinking about that once again, but my attempt yielded no result. Very well, let us leave that aside. I want to offer you something. I think this deal will be beneficial to you. He looked daggers at me, but I didn't move a muscle. I haven't the slightest idea what you're going on in the world, so I can't even imagine how I can be of any good to you. He looked at my puzzled face and sighed. There is a war going on. Humankind has almost outlived itself. A new era is approaching, but not everyone wants this new era to come. That is what caused the conflict, which developed into a clash of arms of the two sides. The squad under my command is a special one. Many of them are talented and skilled fighters, but I, the commander, still do not know everything about them. I need your help. Even though these fellows are quite promising, they're still extremely experienced in battle. They start quarrels over trifling matters. You've witnessed yourself just recently. That means those four were from your squad? Exactly. I would like you to join them as well. And what will I need to do? Observe. Observe, just observe. That's it. And report to me. Felt like it wasn't happening to me, like it was just a spectator watching everything from the sidelines. Wagner's office sounded ridiculous, stupid, and extremely irrational. I, an absolutely lost person with no memories, had to take part in some weird plot. Why me? Why wouldn't you choose someone more appropriate for the role? Well, you see, Nemo, we are at war. It is really hard to trust anyone in these conditions, as you never know the true intentions of people around you. We are surrounded by enemies while you are completely pure, like a blank sheet of paper. There is no need for you to betray me. What if my amnesia is a lie? Oh, no. That is an absolute truth. I was kind to you, so please show some graciousness as well. I remained silent. It was hard for me to answer because once I agreed, I would completely lose the freedom of choice and the chance to be sincere. Did I have any freedom left, though? After all, I was standing in a completely unknown world alone without knowing where is the truth that I'd like to find for myself. What will I get in return if I agree? Wagner looked at me with a satisfied expression on his face and put the tips of his fingers together. I like your business-like attitude in this matter. Well, I can guarantee my protection and quick promotion in our ranks. I don't even know if I actually need that. Soon enough, you'll understand that you will never be able to have any other life. You can either be among those who will perish on the battlefield, no other fate awaits common privates, or you can be among the top-level officials who are relatively safe. It's your choice, but I think it is quite an obvious one. Do not feel like I'm forcing you, or you will soon understand that yourself. Oh man, this music is so awesome. I don't want your offer. I don't need your help. I can't agree to such conditions. What if my memory comes back all of a sudden and I'll turn out to be your enemy and will refuse to continue to purport, or even worse, I might even start forming the enemy about your plans. Wagner was looking away silently while quietly drumming his fingers. You surprised me with your insight, Nemo. Perhaps I really should start doubting your amnesia. What do you think? He didn't look angry, but I thought I should bite my tongue and behave calmer and more obedient. I wouldn't want him to stop trusting me. Alright, then what if I help you get your memories back? How are you gonna do that? Let us say I have an acquaintance who can do unbelievable things. I think he has the right skills to help you. He fell silent and patiently waited for my reaction. I don't believe you. Oh, do not be like that. That man is a scientist. He can bring a dead man back to life. I snorted. I didn't like such a comparison. Do I actually have a choice in the matter? I mean, what will happen if I refuse to cooperate? Wagner could label me a spy, and I would be dealt with just like it usually happens to everyone else during the war. Oh, I guess I should agree for the faint hope that my memories will be restored by that scientist. Okay. I agree to your conditions. Well done. I knew you'd make the right choice. Wagner stood up from his seat, walked around the table, and patted me on the head. Nemo, trust me, I am on your side, and I wish you no harm. I need an ally, and I hope you'll be committed to this small mission. I did not share his optimism, as you can imagine. What exactly will I need to do? Watch them and talk to them. They should have secrets I do not know of yet. Anything you manage to find, you should report to me. I will call you over myself when the time is right. What if this guy is a spy? I nodded. Not only did I have suspicious amnesia from that moment, I was also a real spy of all things. The short silence inside the office was interrupted by a loud knock on the door. That must be Oliver. I called him over earlier. By the way, we'll have another small task for you, but we'll talk about that later. For now, you should go out and meet some of your new comrades. He pushed me on the back toward the front door and opened it. Standing behind the door was indeed smiling Oliver. Oliver, Nemo is one of us now. Take care of him and make sure he has everything he needs. I will soon get more information on him, so please be kind to him. There is no need for extra suspicions. Wagner drew Oliver aside and told him something quietly. I was looking right in front of me and couldn't see anything. Seemed like my life among strangers in a wild and bitter world was just about to start. I was not ready for that, but I knew that I would do everything I could to find this yet unknown truth and myself. With heavy thoughts, I made a step toward the start of a new life. So, you know what? I think that's going to be it for the quick look of Guilty Parade. You can play the rest of the demo yourself on Steam completely free. And be on the lookout for the game releasing fairly soon. I'll link the developer in the Twitters below so you can follow them and keep up on the updates of this really awesome game. I really like it. The music's really good. Art style's pretty good. The story seems to be pretty decent so far, so I'm really liking it. And I hope you all like it too. And if you do, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more visual novel content. That's what I do. So, hope you all enjoyed it. And I will see you all next time. Have a good day, everybody.